Big Meech finally responded to 50 Cent and Wack 100 calling him a rat, and he made it clear that he didn't snitch and had nothing to do with any type of third-party cooperation.
Man, you know, they always say you can't argue with yourself. So sometimes you gotta let just talk and say anything, and then people find out what they saying ain't nothing. Like, if you don't got nothing to hide, then what you gotta speak up for? I don't got nothing to hide. I don't got no points to prove. You know what I'm saying? If I done anything wrong, if any man done anything wrong when it comes to being a rat,
yeah,
you got paperwork.
okay.
Ain't no such thing as he third party.
You say, she say,
you can't. I can't say, hey, you tell for me, and they gonna give me the time up. No, because you know who got to go in that courtroom to get his time cut?
You do.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you gonna be in that. It's on the docket sheet that you going in here.
Ain't no hiding that docket sheet either.
Right. Ain't no hiding that.
Or no sentencing transcript.
You see what I'm saying? So like, you can't appoint someone to tell for you, and then what they want to call it third party, and like you get the credit for it, or they came from the case, because he or she is the DEA. You know what I'm saying? What I will say, like, when it come to me, like, I ain't used to doing a whole lot of talking anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, not when it come to some negative shit. I'm on positive shit. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm gonna exonerate myself because I'm an honorable man.
Absolutely.
Always been honorable and stand up. And those dudes that I left in them joints that took pictures with me and walked the yards with me, they the ones got the attitude.
Yeah.
So the trolls got to deal with them. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to deal with them, and you may not never know who that may be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm comfortable in who I am. I did time with the worst of the worst, and I did time with some easygoing people. You know, but at the end of the day, law enforcement, everybody respect me because I'm an honorable man, and they never asked me to do no type of snitching or none of that. You see what I'm saying?
Make sure you hit that like button. I need a quick 100 likes. Once you pass 100 likes, I need a quick 500 likes. Once you pass 500 likes, I need a quick 1,000 likes. Hit that hype. Roll to 40,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Daily content. But after that interview was over, Wack 100 responded to Big Meech, and he called him a liar. And he called out the fact that Big Meech acted like third-party snitching didn't exist. And he also spoke on 50 Cent having Tammy Collins in his back pocket.
CUFFY.
CUFFY.
Yeah, well, I ain't mentioning CUFFY name. CUFFY didn't put it out there, and he ain't playing with it. Why is he a troll too? Because he in the feds. CUFFY's in the feds.
CUFFY in the feds right now?
Yeah.
And he got these allegations on Meech.
He talking loud as I didn't talk to CUFFY 10 times on the phone. Him, his daughter, everybody. Yeah.
But the way Meech is trying to say is like, love him, and then you need to be careful with saying certain things.
Everybody worried. Nobody give a fuck none of that, bro. 90% of it was telling. I just got off the phone with it who said Wack. When I walked in, he said they got me late. They got me 8-9 years later. When I walked in, all them was in the holding tank, and they had all them been sentenced at least 2, 3, 4 years already, and they was in the holding tank. My legal told me them people was gonna testify against you if you don't take the case. I just got off the phone with FaceTime actually. He like Wack. He from LA for real, Crip. He from Dove C neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So he'll tell you, Wack, all telling, 90% of them telling. Just because of 10 years don't mean he wasn't supposed to be doing 20 and 30. You see what really eventually came out on Blue Da Vinci?
What happened? What happened with Blue?
His proffer hit the flow. And so when they put it in front of me, I called him on it. Wack, man, he's supposed to be. That's cool. But what's happening with this? I called Baby Runner on the 3-way. Baby Runner, look at that work I sent you. What you think about that? He said, cuz telling. Whoever this is telling. So that's Blue Da Vinci. He on the phone right now.
Wow.
Blue ain't finna be. He ain't came. Blue been underground ever since.
Yeah, I seen him do a few interviews on Cam Capone, I think he was, right? Cam
Yeah,
Capone, he
but
did
I
a few
mean, you know,
interviews.
Meech need to address Cuffy.
He definitely need to address Cuffy
That's the
direct,
nigga. That's
and
the nigga
then
put your first million in your pocket.
see that's another thing. Like some people like, oh, they don't believe that. They say he was a millionaire before he even touched the St. Louis.
Nah, no, he wasn't.
You hear what he's saying though, Wack? He's saying that he don't got no points to prove. He don't need to speak up on like basically like let the internet have the internet. You believe that in today's time? Just let the internet be the internet?
Well, you know, it all depends on what we're talking about. You know,
Like
I
when it
still
comes
look
to
at
snitch
shit.
paperwork, like they calling you a snitch and you supposed to be one of them.
Look, he got his own people calling him that.
But I think even people that don't know him and people that like, yo, that's Big Meech.
Nah, I could look the paperwork up. You know, we still waiting to see what 50 got in store over there with that lady. Because she was the one, she know all the secrets.
Oh yeah, cause like he not only not only is he addressing you, he addressing 50 Cent too.
He ain't addressing me, he ain't say my name.
Yeah, but like
I
at the end
wasn't
of the
on
day,
it. Chuck, listen, your narrative is he addressing Wack.
yeah,
Wack and 900 others was reading
said
his
the
work.
same shit. Yeah, that's fact.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? So, he ain't addressing
Yeah,
me. He
no, that's
ain't
right.
say Wack. You know, but I read the work. I talked to Cuffy. He's right in the middle of the work. He's doing time in the middle of connecting the drug plug with.
My thing is like why he didn't address the whole Tammy situation. Like, look, man, I don't know that bitch. Woo woo, but he can't say
He's
that
not gonna
because
do that.
yeah, he can't say that.
He signed over the rights, and he knew she was cooperating. She the one controlled his life rights.
Nasty work.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, or you probably don't. Probably about 2016, 2017, 18 is around there. They were saying Big Meech coming home early.
Yeah, I remember that.
This when old girl was running her play, but then she fucking got caught for the agent, right? That's why they went away. He would have been in court. They pulled the deal off the table. He would have been in court. She gonna tell the story. I'm sure that's what 50 getting up out of her.
Maybe she had a moment to realize.
No, for real.
And then he ended up coming home, you know, off the how he got home this time was the drug laws changed. But when
And
that was 2017, 18, that was at Tammy Conway's going on.
yeah, he kind of mentioned that too. He kind of mentioned that in this interview. I heard him say it earlier. They was talking about the laws that changed and all that.
Well, that's how I just got home
Hey,
right
what you
now.
think?
But let me just come home 2020, what, 5-4 something. You just come home. You had to do another 5, 6, 7 or something.
Right,
He'd have been
right,
off
right.
6, 7 years earlier.
Even though Big Meech denies the claims of being a rat, Big Meech has to explain to the world why Cuffy calling him out for his involvement with Tammy Cowell was setting him up. He is currently still locked up doing 30 years, and he's standing on Big Meech had Tammy Cowell set him up, because if it wasn't for Big Meech, he would have never had any interactions with Tammy Cowell to begin with.
How did you meet Big Meech, and under what circumstances did you meet Big Meech and T?
I met Big Meech in the early 90s. He come to town with a friend of mine, an older gentleman, KT. We're about the same age, so we just hit it off, man. We hit it off. We started getting money together. We moved our families down to Atlanta in the early 90s. So this is nothing new. Have nothing. You know what I mean? So really, he was little boy in it.
Right.
So, you know, when I heard, I'm gonna put you on 10. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. Is it true that you actually showed him the value or how to properly move or maneuver in the game, and that you put his first $1 million cash in his hand? Is that true?
That's very true. Like I said, I have nothing. You know, so like I said, I put his game on 10. I'm the first to put $1 million in and a 9. The words were to me was holding them back in the D.
So that's a little known fact, because most people who are not from that era, they think that Big Meech left Detroit a millionaire already. They're under the impression that when he left because he had grew too big to be here. They don't understand that that's not what was happening. Understand that some of the big Detroit were holding they on Big Meech, so he migrated to the South because that was the best thing for him to do.
No, the truth is, no, he was never that type of D. His money didn't come out of the D. His bread came out of the Lou, homie. And the reason why the man down south is so that when he did that real love, so them PA nailed him down forever.
Right. And that's another little known fact, because when they talk about Big Meech and T and BMF overall in Detroit, they always stay on Southwest. They never talk about the contribution that the Puritan Ave or the PA or these made in terms of initially holding him down, protecting him, and really kind of like helping him do what he do while he was in Detroit.
Listen, homie, PA was his muscle. These are E-course, homie. Let's be real about this. So the PA was his muscle. So when they got on, went off on him for real. You feel me? Ran down south on the truth.
Right. I got you. So listen, I have a series of questions, brother, and I want to do a timeline thing, because right now the whole world, they're kind of like focusing in on what Meech knew, what he didn't know, at what time did he know something, and
we gonna cut all this short, homie.
Okay.
They've been playing all them games for the longest. Nick ducking. The agent testified that Demetrius Flannery was aware of the deal, and that Demetrius had one request, and that his name does not appear in any documents. This was Special Agent Keith Cromer's testimony. CS1 testified, Tammy Collins, that Demetrius Flannery was aware. She signed up to be a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. She had the courtroom clear it out. If you go on Pacer, pull my docket sheet, you'll see where CS1 requested that the courtroom be closed.
Got you. Let me ask you a question, Cuffy. At any time during the initial stages of your indictment involving this whole Tammy Collins thing, did you talk to Big Meech, or did you send a message to Big Meech in any way to tell him or to alert him of what was going on?
We sent Big Meech certified mail. Big Meech set me up, and Tammy set me up with this thing in 2013. That's the last time I've heard. We sent them correspondence through the attorneys, asking him, is he aware that his name is in court sworn documents, and sending me a truckload. He never responded. We know he got the mail because we sent everything certified. I have not heard from this of 32 years since they set me up in 2013.
Everything is allegedly, but Cuffy's story is too detailed for me to just throw it out the window. Big Meech continues to not answer the snitch allegations directly. He is always brief when it comes to him snitching, and I have yet to even see him address Tommy Collins. If you believe Big Meech went bad, let me know in the comment section. And if you don't, let me know why in the comment section. But make sure you hit that like button and let's get this video to 100 likes. Once we pass 100 likes, 500 likes. Once we pass 500 likes, 1,000 likes, hit that hype. Roll to 40,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Daily content, clip, react, reloaded. To the next one, another one. Gone.